One of the many things I love about this guy is his sense of humor and his open and easygoing nature. It's just super fun to be around. He's persistent and dedicated to everything he does. Most times he's working hard but always having fun. Bodie's always been a sage and benevolent guy. He's genuinely happy when everyone around him succeeds together. There's not a jealous bone in his body. We've always referred to him as the golden child. He's ridiculously happy and content, and he's got a fantastic memory. And everything he does is magic. He even does magic. Ask him to do a card trick for you sometime, and you'll love it. Or better yet, toss him a baseball, and he'll make it disappear. He's probably one of the most supportive kids out there and definitely one of the hardest workers. And he's certainly the best older brother that one could ever have. We think this next chapter is going to be just as hard on Dylan as everyone else. The two of them, even though they have seemingly very different personalities, share many common strengths. They're very compassionate and encouraging towards others, but especially Bodie. He's very much like Kay in that he's a great listener and communicates extremely well. And like I said before, he's so supportive and encouraging. And so for a kid like Dylan, who's already very talented in his own right, you have the perfect mentor and role model. I'm excited to see how their bond strengthens when Bodie heads off to college. I still remember the time I dropped Bodie off at his elementary school, first or second grade maybe, and I remember seeing him start to run across the playground to get in line. And he was about a quarter of the way there, and all of a sudden he stops and slows down and slowly walks next to one of his classmates who was a special needs individual. His dad's helping him walk across the grass, and I remember watching him walk next to his classmate, and at that moment I was just so proud of him, and I realized that he was someone special, not just to us, but to everyone around him. Baseball's always been a big part of his life, our lives. There's just so many life lessons that go along with the game. It's more than just a game. Some people have referred to baseball as a game of failure, learning just as much from the failures as the successes. Then you learn it's not really success and failure. It's approach and reaction and response and adaptation, which is just like life. Adapt or perish. I mean, you can be passionate about it. You should be. But when the expectations exceed the results, it teaches you about patience and perseverance. Expectations and not letting yourself be defined by anyone else's expectations, high or low. I love being able to communicate and interact with our boys in so many levels. And the opportunities to build lifelong friendships have greatly enriched our lives. But besides baseball, he loves so many other things. Snowboarding and wake surfing, canoe surfing, all the water sports, and basketball, hiking, hunting. He loves playing board games and doing card tricks. It's fun watching him do card tricks. He picked it up watching videos on YouTube, and he remembers a ton of tricks, so it's fun when he goes through some of them right in front of you. It's cool that he also picked up disc golf last year. I think for him it's almost therapeutic getting outside and walking and hanging out with his buddies, or Dill or Kay sometimes, or sometimes just by himself. The real golf, not so much. He's got too much of a baseball swing, but he tries and we love it. I even got him a set of right-handed clubs, and he's actually pretty good as a righty. I just didn't want to mess up his baseball swing. You always see this guy and everyone around him with a smile on their faces. You can always find him in easy conversation with his friends. Loyal to a fault, he and Dill are always the first one out of the dugout to greet any teammate who struck out or gave up a meatball to the other team. These past couple years, these guys have been thrown curveball after curveball. And several of these have landed in the opposite batter's box and still been called strikes on them. Each time they've gone down swinging, they've gotten back up and dusted themselves off, and they try again. Who knows what the future holds for these guys? No one can say for certain. But regardless, we're always proud of him because he always makes the right decisions. And we know that whatever obstacles he may face, his response will be with a confident smile, and it will always be, "Bring it." And that's all we can ask for. So what's next? Well, his long-term goal has always been to become a chiropractor, preferably a sports chiropractor. But even when I asked him about that, he was like, "Sports chiropractor or for anyone that needs relief. In a way, it's instant gratification for me being able to help other people feel better quickly." That's what he said. And for a long time now, he's been wanting to play baseball and get his undergraduate in Southern California in something like kinesiology or exercise science or some other program that will dovetail well into chiropractic school afterward. He likes the warm weather and he wants the big college experience, so we can't blame him for choosing that route. We usually take the boys back to Hawaii at least once a year, usually during the holidays. It's good for them to do these kind of things and keep in touch with my side of the family. They love it, hanging out with Grandpa or other family and friends, surfing, boogie boarding, canoe surfing or sailing, paddling, kayak fishing. They always bring their mitts with them though to put in some work.
There's a saying that goes something like, "The decision to become a parent is to decide to have your heart walking around outside of your body." And I find that feels very valid for me. When Bodie was small, I would feel such empathy as he struggled to crawl, walk, and learn new tasks. When his heart broke through the years, so would mine. When he achieved, flashed his smile, my heart would soar, and it still does. At this stage, my heart is so happy. I'm excited. He's 18, getting set to take off for college, and charting his own course. I literally feel my heart swelling in pride and love for him. But the selfish part of me also doesn't want graduation to come. I know that's a common parental hurdle and a personal challenge that I will need to overcome. Bodie and I both love to travel, and in particular get really excited at the prospect of a road trip. Road trips are always really special. No topic of conversation is off limits. We've had countless laughs, epiphanies, and debates, talking for hours about the mundane, strange, supernatural, our memories, dreams, goals, whatever really. A lot can be resolved by a couple of people looking out the window toward the future. And I've been so lucky that we've been able to travel so much. Bodie and I have even visited Europe together, which was really special. In 2018, our family took a spring break trip to the East Coast. We saw the Red Sox opener and caught games at both Yankee Stadium and at the Mets. And we also toured the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. It was a whirlwind of baseball, subways, and made extra special by all the locals we met and befriended. We were so lucky to watch Bodie and Dylan explore the Baseball Hall of Fame, calling out to each other with each new find, and how they giggled when Lance put a Post-it note that said, "Placeholder for Edgar Martinez" on one of the empty plaques. It really was worth any of the sacrifices we had to make to get there.
Hey, Bodie. I'm proud of you for making your way down to California. Good job, dude. And I'm excited to see how that goes for you. Thank you for laying out like a path for me to follow.
This kid's a grinder, man. He's had to earn every opportunity that he's received. nothing's been handed to him. Ever since his sophomore year, and even before that, he was on a rolling 4-day-a-week workout schedule. 5th day, active rest. Oftentimes getting up at 5:30 in the morning, getting his workout, and then going to school. Then hitting it, throwing at practice or on his own, 5 days a week. Sometimes he'd drag Dill with him. And then when COVID hit, robbed them all of their junior year, but to his credit, kept at it on his own and always stayed ready for when things got back to normal. We're all really proud of him because he's kept his grades up. Not quite a 4.0, but he's real close. The big news is that he's been accepted into the University of California, Irvine. It's where one of my brothers went to college and then went on to become an optometrist. The plan is to walk on in the fall, rekindle some of the dialogue he had with the baseball coaches there that expressed interest in him before. But meanwhile, this summer he's going to be playing in one of the SoCal College Prospect Leagues, where he'll be able to expand his options for playing ball while attending college. Many of his teammates are college commits in the SoCal region, and we are sure that once more colleges in the area see his commitment and his skills, our Northwest gem will greatly expand his opportunities. So fam, we're excited for him, as I'm sure you are as well. Our 2021 graduate from Kennewick High School, the Golden Child, Bodie Mamiya. Keep watching the magic happen, or don't. Change the channel if you don't like what's on. But I know that most of you will want to stay tuned.